So first off, we're going to jump in and talk about No Man's Sky again because I can't seem to get views on my channel without talking about this goddamn thing.
Stop it! No,
But
no, it's done. It's over.
but
No
not
Man's
really
Sky.
seriously, a game that I'm still conscious and very happy with, even though it was a goddamn train wreck. No Man's Sky. So I frequent the subreddit for No Man's Sky, which actually seems to be the most populated subreddit I have ever seen for any game. Like, I've gone to Resident Evil, I've gone to Call of Duty, for their subreddits and their respective, I don't know, discussion spaces. And it's like 135,000 people that are members of that subreddit. And at any given moment, depending on what's going on with the game, there's usually thousands logged on, reading it at that moment. So the thirst is very real for No Man's Sky. So actually, in the last week, I've seen quite a few posts for No Man's Sky on the subreddit that are detailing new mods for the PC version. Now, I do not own the PC version of No Man's Sky. I have been waiting for sort of the fixes to come down. It launched in a very poor state. It was not very healthy as far as performance goes, lots of lockups. And then, of course, back then, my old graphics card was just a piece of shit anyway. It wouldn't run it efficiently. I have a new one now, so I look forward to having it at some point to try these mods out. But I'm going to have a video playing right here. And our Redditor was nice enough to stitch together a sort of a mock No Man's Sky trailer that houses all of these mods. Some mods in particular, we have the Big Things mod, HQ Water Effects, Low Flight, Tall Diplo Dinosaur type alien structure creature things, constructs, megaliths, and less creatures that are featured in this video here. But as you can see here, a lot of these things are... No Man's Sky as it is right now doesn't look very alien, which is very strange to me because that's how the game was pitched to all of us when we were kind of thinking about buying it. So these mods are clearly taking this game in a direction that Hello Games has not bothered to do yet. So Crystal Red Punks, you have a sour past with No Man's Sky. We discussed this last week, but I wanted to bring it up again because the PC version now, we talked about the PC platform last week.
He's groaning in frustration. He's groaning in frustration like he can't talk about it without causing him harm. Like, this is hurting this man. Can we get him like an IV drip or something?
I think I have a PTSD from this. I think I'm...
PTSD, he says.
This game is destroying my life.
Oh,
every time we talk about it, I have flashbacks. It's like I'm back in Nam again.
I fought the big war.
Green stuff, carbon. Fuck no.
I don't have a lot of interest in the game, besides on PC. Because I did look at the video you're currently playing, I believe, still with the PC mods, like the trailer for it. It looks amazing. If it's all going to run very well on most systems, I would love it. But I don't know. The game in general is just basically, like I said, it's probably too late for the game for me because it's like, oh, I could go ahead and go to new planets. You know, there's more than just playing a dirt ball out there, but it's not enough for me. There still needs to be multiplayer for me. But shit, I guess this is a start. I guess this is a start, to help me recover and get over the past woes this game has given me because it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad right now.
So, gentlemen, what would it take? Rum, did you play No Man's Sky? I know you've been involved in a lot of No Man's Sky conversations with Mr. Cobra TV. Big fan of his. Did you ever play No Man's Sky? Did you have an interest in it?
No, of course I was not invested in No Man's Sky. Look, okay. Let me explain the bitter history with me and No Man's Sky. It's very simple, right? When the game came out, all right, I talked to Cobra about it. I've had conversations about it on my own channel with other people, and it is, as a single player exploration game, it's fine, right? It really is. As a single player exploration game with nary to do and a very empty world. And okay, it does make sense to a point, depending on with Sean Murray and how he promoted it, but overall it's disappointing. I mean, it's a resounding disappointment. There was a lot promised in that game that wasn't there. And not just stuff that people are nitpicking, like rings around planets. Like the fact that there is, I found it difficult to give a shit about going to another galaxy. That was my resounding feeling. So that's a problem to me, considering when the whole point of that game is to get to the center, right, and to explore. When I'm not invested in exploring or even upgrading my ship because I couldn't give a fuck less, because it just felt like a photocopy with somebody coloring it in, and I didn't like it. I that's what it felt like. It felt like someone colored it in with colored pencil, and someone kept photocopying the same scene over and over again. It wasn't appealing. So the mods do bring something to it. It absolutely does.
And they're doing exactly what Sean was quoted as afraid of doing, is that they were going to dig around in the game's code. And I've got a wish list for the game forming right now for a future video. Things like
is canceling it.
Like canceling it? No. God damn it. I gave you my $80 for the legendary version, which this very microphone is sitting on currently. I want some fulfillment, god damn it.
Jerry, you just gotta take the L.
Take the L. I refuse. But what would happen, or what would need to happen to make for what mic would Sean Murray have to drop right now to get you both invested in that game again?
You already know what I need, Jerry. I need to play with other people. I can't just
say multiplayer and hookers, maybe?
Yeah. Multiplayer and hookers?
Yeah, inside the ship, because it's a long flight. It's a long flight. You can't do it by yourself.
That's right.
Multiplayer for sure, because you have this gigantic grand universe and you're just by yourself. But you can find Planet Ballsack or Shaved Eyebrow, no problem, that somebody else found. But you can never find a person that found that planet. There's nothing that other player can't leave anything unique there for you, really. And it just sucks. It's just. Ugh.
Now, as part of the most recent update, they did leave a sort of multiplayer thing where it's kind of like Dark Souls, where you can leave a message on a planet.
But does that really count? You know,
no. I'm being fair. I'm being pragmatic.
You are not being pragmatic. Buy it because you invested $80 into a trashy fucking game that you got bait and switched on like a whole shitload of gamers. That's why everybody's angry.
That's weird too. Oh God, we lost Rum again. He'll be back. No, but he's but he's right. It's hard to be pragmatic when just sort of the whole thing is blown up. Now, if there was communication, if there was open communication from them on a regular basis, I'd feel less angry or less apprehensive for pragmatism because, hey, in my best Sean Murray impression, we fucked up.
Look, is No Man's Sky the same game it was at launch? No. So I have to look at it from that perspective. Like, I'm still invested in No Man's Sky from a secondary potential one, but from a secondary perspective, because it is going to be forever intriguing to me to how this game continues to evolve and survive, knowing that launch was so disastrous and knowing that there was a lot of things that were not given that were promised, as well as poor marketing, as well as even Sony themselves said that there was a lack of PR management team or of any PR whatsoever. So basically what happened was, this kind of explains why Sean Murray was just going out there and kind of saying whatever, and he kind of looked a little shaken at times. Not to be rude to the guy. I don't know how I'd perform on live TV. Probably get kicked off for lighting up on air, but that is what it is. But I think it explains to why he acted that way and why he said things that he couldn't fulfill. Not to mention fan hype, right? The overhyping, the over expectation of what this game could realistically accomplish. And that's not our fault to an extent, but it was also enhanced by the mystery of No Man's Sky. Because we remember that promotion, right? Ooh, No Man's Sky, mystery. Look at the universe. You got Neil deGrasse Tyson in the background. He's floating, smoking a joint. In all the universes of the galaxy, surrounded by stars. I'm telling you, man, I would buy the game on that merit if you had deGrasse Tyson narrated on me. Come on now. That'd be dope.
He's too busy trying to get more than a fraction of a penny for NASA out of the government.
True.
So there's that. give
hope he
give
gets
NASA more money.
Yes, give NASA more money.
Yeah.
Definitely a positive. But no, really, No Man's Sky. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, brother. You're an actual co-host.
No, this whole situation reminds me, Jerry, of like a snake oil salesman that tells me all the amazing things that this product's gonna do. Everything's gonna do for me. Then I get it, and all I get is a horrific rash and a greasy ass. That's it. That's all I get from this.
Ooh,
It reminds
someone
me,
sold you some nasty
it actually reminds
sarsaparilla.
me of another game that we used to talk about a lot, aka Aliens Colonial Marines. Where there was that game looked spectacular before it came out. Remember that great demo they showed at E3 that wasn't really the game, that was something else? That's how I feel. I feel that like this I wasn't sold what I was advertised. Even though they had the whole legal lawsuit over that, and I guess they didn't lose it, but I didn't. I think it's too, like I said,
them for false advertisement.
yeah, and they won. Well, the plaintiffs lost, so yeah.
That is going to be a tough hill to climb. So, but if you own the PC version of No Man's Sky, there's quite some impressive mods up already. I know I've seen things like active portals and shit like that, so it's really worth checking out if you're a PC player. But, again, they got a lot of winning to do if they hope to win anybody back after the train wreck this was. I fully agree. So, hopefully, again, we're hopefully looking at another update here pretty soon. God knows what that includes, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in more segments from this particular show, click one on the right. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be super helpful, and of course, it would be amazing if you subscribed for future content.